Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast. In today's episode, I really want to pull apart a concept that I think is really important for investors to understand, particularly experienced investors who may feel that they are getting a lot of wins. And that is, I want to distinguish between passive and active investing and how that contributes to a passive income investing strategy. I had a call earlier this week with a really great guy. He's someone who has, on all accounts, been really successful, both in terms of business as well as with his investing endeavors. He's purchased a number of real estate projects. Some of those have phenomenal development potential, and, looks like he's going to be able to convert a couple of those sites into either some light industrial and townhouse construction developments. So, I started to, pull apart what this guy already had in play. And it was really apparent to me, although on the surface it was, a great portfolio. It was by all, any metric, it was, he had a high net worth. He had great income. What it got me thinking about, though, was that he had to work really, really hard to make this strategy that he was working on make it profitable. What I wanted to talk about today is where I think investors not so much go wrong, but need to be aware and transition as their net worth grows and as their portfolio grows. There's no question that when you start out as an investor, it's really important that you recognize that there's an element of hustle. You've got to get out there. You've got to trawl the net. You've got to talk to people. You've got to find the diamonds in the rough. You've got to find the exceptional deals. Now, of course, in modern society, we have these amazing things called buyer's agents, and that's all, really helpful and, can certainly shortcut things. There's obviously consultants. There's tons of people who can support us on our wealth creation journey. But I think that sometimes we forget that there's a purpose behind the wealth building. And obviously that purpose is to, create impact and enjoy the benefits of having wealth and money. But the problem that I see is that, we get caught in this thinking that we've got to keep hustling in order to grow the wealth. We've got to be the person who does the deals, who finds the deals, who makes the deals work. So I want to kind of really start by kind of describing the difference between active and passive investing. So you can be an amazingly successful investor as an active investor. And what that actually means is that you have to find those deals yourself. You have to make sure you run the numbers properly. You have to spend the sweat equity making the deal work. You have to run it from start to finish. You have to find the tradies, the consultants, the advisors who are going to help you put that deal together. You have to deal with the tenants and toilets. And there's nothing wrong with that strategy. There's nothing wrong with that approach. What I'm suggesting to you, though, is at some point you need to be aware of why you're doing those deals in the first place. And if you have the idea that you're creating wealth in order to, at some point, convert it into a passive income, you have to, as part of your plan, decide what that point of time is, what that capital base needs to be, and then to start to transition into what I call passive investing. Now, obviously, passive investing is almost the polar opposite of everything I've just described. It's about aligning with those people who can, supply you with opportunity to find deals so that you can participate in deals at the highest level, but you don't have to find the deals. You don't have to run the numbers. You don't have to put the sweat equity in to make those deals work. You don't have to manage projects day to day. You certainly don't have to go out and find the trades and the other consultants required to make the deal work. And most of all, you guys will have heard me say this over and over, you don't have to deal with those tenants and toilets. And when you can start to hold investments where you are in the highest level of power, meaning, you control the deal, you have direct control over the asset, you are aligned with people who have a really narrow, deep focus on a specific asset class and strategy. They have a proven track record. You know, like, and trust them. You have high confidence about what the downside protection on that deal is, what all the multiple exit strategies are. And all you do is you see that money dropping into your account like clockwork. That is my definition of passive investing. Now, the thing that I said earlier, which I just really want to, drive home, is that the passive investing or passive income investing strategy, it's not for everyone, and not because not everybody wants it, but you have to recognize what stage of the journey that you are in. If you are a successful business owner with a relatively high net worth and you are really looking to put that parallel independent stream of income in place, then the passive income investing strategy is definitely one to transition to. Now, what does that mean? It means that it's probably not a fit for those of you who are still building capital, who are earlier in your wealth creation journey. The exception to that, and I have talked about this before, is perhaps those people who are basically operating cash cows with their business and have the ability to recognize that if they allocate dividends towards this passive investing income stream, that they can actually achieve financial freedom much sooner. So it's probably not for beginners. It definitely is for those with capital. And I guess really the message that I'm trying to send here is that true wealth building is about creating a passive investment that does not require your sweat equity. You know, as you elevate yourself to a more and more educated, knowledgeable investor, what you're looking for is how to leverage off the skills of other people. You know, the best example of this in the business world is someone like your Richard Branson. He's started businesses from the ground up, gone through, baptism of fire to make them work, and has been really successful. But he's now in a situation, and has been for probably, 2 or 3 decades, where he can, have someone pitch him an idea, and he's all about, how do I find the who? There's no shortage of great ideas. What he's looking for are, who are the people who can bring that opportunity to life. And I think it's really important that we start to think the same way about our investing. At some point, more knowledge isn't necessarily going to get us a bigger result. So until you learn to pair that with building relationships with people who can deliver you a pipeline of epic deal flow, that's when you can start to really grow that passive income investing strategy. Guys, I want to conclude by saying it's really important that you demand that your money and your asset, your capital, that it work for you, not the other way around. So depending on where you are in your journey, at least start to think about drawing a line in the sand and saying, well, at this point in my wealth journey, I'm ready to start including some of the passive income investing strategies, particularly in the alternative space, to help you transition away from being an active investor. Look, if you are interested in understanding more about the specific strategies that make up, successful passive income, then I suggest you go back and have a look at a couple of my other podcasts where I go into greater detail on what those strategies are. The world of alternative is incredibly exciting. It does require a shift in mindset. But yeah, look, if that's something that you're interested in, please reach out. I've got a ton of free resources to help people understand that, this transition from active to passive investing can actually be as easy as clicking your fingers. Till next time, take care.
If you're feeling frustrated that despite doing everything right in the property investing playbook and you're no closer to financial freedom, then head on over to incosiwealth.com to learn more about how you can use alternative investments to catapult your investing income and blend strategies to shave decades off your timeline to financial freedom. See you on the next episode.